Hi guys, welcome back to my channel once again here on YouTube. Continuing on with the year of 2001 WWF pay-per-view on DVD. We review SummerSlam. So, finally, that's the great one there on the front, taking in the electricity from the crowd with his arm raised there. I like the logo for the SummerSlam around this time. Not as good as the classic retro orange kind of and the blue kind of one they did in the 80s and 90s kind of time. But I still appreciate this one. It's pretty cool. Silver Vision release, 15 certificate here in the UK. I like how they've done the finally behind the rock as well. Silver Vision presents at the top. Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. So that was like the Drowning Pool theme song for this pay-per-view. And I think they also used it as ECW's or WWE's version of ECW's weekly TV show's theme. You know that one, nothing wrong with me. Two, nothing, you know that. Let the bodies hit the floor. Yeah, definitely. I'm sure it was used for ECW as well, but yeah. I'm going to stop singing now. Yeah, so that was the rock on the front. There's the spine. There we go with the great one again on the disc. Very similar to the front. Adverts for this one. We have, well, a game advert there for Just Bring It on the PS2. Action, Undertaker, This Is My Yard, King of the Ring 2001. Lita, It Just Feels Right, and Invasion 2001. We just pop this one back in and then we'll have a look at the back. Yeah, various screenshots we have here. So we have Stone Cold and Kurt Angle here, Rhino and Chris Jericho here, Kane, and I'm going to bring that in, that looks like DDP there, yep. The Rock, and Tajiri and X-Pac there. So the pictures are a bit bigger than some of the ones I usually look at on the more recent WWE DVD, so they're easier for me to see. They're more clearer. For some reason I just can't make out half the ones on the newer WWE releases, so I do apologize for that, guys. Yes, let's go over some stats and then I'll go over the matches as usual. So this was from August 19th, obviously 2001, from San Jose, California, Compact Center at San Jose. The attendance, we had 15,293 with a whopping buy rate of 570,000. So yes, this wasn't a bad pay-per-view. We started things off with Lance Storm representing the Alliance, putting his Intercontinental Championship on the line against Edge, who was representing the WWF, obviously. And yeah, this was a fun match, and obviously before the match starts, we get Lance Storm trying to cut a promo. If I could be serious for a minute, you know, that usual shit he used to do before all the boring crap, you know, all the boring gimmick kicked in. You'd call it a gimmick, I don't know. You know what I mean, all the boring. I just felt sorry for the guy because he did try, you know. And yes, I felt like he was a lot better in WCW, probably in ECW as well. I need to visit through ECW years to appreciate what his work was like there before I can comment on that further. But from what I saw of him in WCW, I really did like him. Even though it was short-lived, he wasn't there for too long. It was like at the end of WCW's lifespan. But here, I felt like it was good that he had the Intercontinental Championship, but I felt like he went downhill after this. And this match against Edge, though, as I was saying, yeah, it was a good match. Unfortunately, no disrespect to Edge, but I kind of wanted Lance Storm to retain, but he didn't. Edge picking up the victory, but we had Christian interfere in the match. Christian, the commentary team were referring to Christian and Edge as brothers, and I'd forgotten about that for a little while, and yeah, I found that was strange that they all of a sudden stopped calling them brothers, and yeah, it was just bizarre. And this was around the time when Christian was like really fascinated about Edge winning the King of the Ring and like taking Edge's King of the Ring trophy everywhere with him, and he's kind of jealous of him as well, I guess. And it builds up to a feud later on with them both. And then Edge winning the Intercontinental Championship here from Lance Storm kind of added fuel to the fire with, between the two brothers. But yeah, moving on. The Dudley Boys. So we had Devon and Bubba Ray and Test, representing the Alliance in a 6-man tag match, taking on the APA, so Farouk and Bradshaw and Spike Dudley. And Spike also had Molly Holly, his girlfriend, accompanying him to the ring. They were representing the WWF. This was an okay 6-man tag match. I would usually kind of moan about all this kind of shit being on pay-per-view, but I didn't mind this one. I kind of felt sorry for Spike Dudley. His brothers were ragdolling the fuck out of him around the ring, and he just took the usual kicking he gets, and I just felt so sorry for him. But not even the APA could save him and the team from picking up a victory, unfortunately, as the Dudleys and Test picked up a W for the Alliance here in an okay match. And like I said, I didn't mind that one. And I said earlier, I usually like to see this kind of shit on Raw or SmackDown, but this one was okay. I accept that one for this pay-per-view. So yes, solid matches so far. So let's move on and see what we got next. So Tajiri against X-Pac. So this is the Cruiserweight Championship and the Light Heavyweight Championship, both on the line. X-Pac was Cruiserweight Champion. Tajiri was Light Heavyweight Champion. You can kind of call it a unification match, I guess. Very good match. I did like it. Both worked their asses off. I appreciate both what they've done. And it was X-Pac who managed to pick up the victory and add the Light Heavyweight Championship with his Cruiserweight Championship, which he already had at the time. And I was going to say, yeah, like a unification, as I was saying earlier. But I think because X-Pac gets injured not long after this, he does drop the Cruiserweight Championship. I'm trying to think who he drops it to. Well, we'll find out anyway, in upcoming months, possibly around Unforgiven time. But the Light Heavyweight Championship just gets retired, unfortunately. Or fortunately, maybe, because it wasn't that credible kind of championship, in my opinion, anyway, was it? Or do you guys disagree with me? Let me know in the comments below if you like the Light Heavyweight Championship. Maybe you're a Gilbert fan. I don't know. Moving on. Chris Jericho took on Rhino in a singles match. So Rhino was like kind of, how do I put it, like a henchman for Stephanie McMahon. And as I was saying in previous videos from this 2001 series of reviews, we had Rhino. Well, it seemed, in my opinion, Rhino was being pushed quite a lot, and that was quite good. And then to have him as like a bodyguard, if you will, for Stephanie McMahon, or henchman, as I was saying earlier, he seemed to fit the bill quite well, and he was getting victories over Jericho leading up to this SummerSlam pay-per-view. And yeah, it was a good match to go into. We had obviously Jericho representing the WWF and Rhino representing the Alliance. And yeah, what I was going to say is, like, Jericho was really taking the piss out of Stephanie in promos as well leading up to this. They were showing some of them quite funny, which I enjoyed. Really belittling her. Good stuff. But yeah, both put on a good match, and Jericho managing to defeat Rhino, which was pretty cool. I wouldn't say it was shocking. He used his, I was going to say Lion Tamer again. No, Walls of Jericho. So there you go. I researched that as well, just to get it right. Not Lion Tamer anymore, not WCW anymore. This is WWF now, Bunny. Get it right. So yes, Lion Tamer. No, done it again, see? Not Lion Tamer anymore. Walls of Jericho. Okay, well done, Jericho. Moving on, we had a ladder match for the WWF Hardcore Championship. And yeah, I was really looking forward to seeing this one after enjoying the invasion match they had together. So Rob Van Dam against Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy had won the Hardcore Championship on an episode of Raw prior to this. After he got himself a referee because Angle had attacked Rob Van Dam, I do believe, and Hardy took advantage of that and Swanton bombed RVD and pinned him, became the WWF Hardcore Champion, and then they had a ladder match here at SummerSlam. RVD representing the Alliance, but he was still getting cheered by the crowd, which was pretty cool, as was Jeff Hardy, who was representing Team WWF. This was very cool. I did like this. It had some awesome spots. They did the usual high flying shit and weird kind of, how I would describe, seesaw kind of tricks with the ladder, and we even saw an awesome rolling thunder onto another ladder from one turnbuckle all the way over to the other turnbuckle, with Jeff Hardy led on a ladder. If that makes sense, guys. I found that really cool. I really did like that, and I really did appreciate that. But there was a spot which they completely Jeff Hardy completely fucked up, or maybe both of them. So Jeff Hardy was holding on to the hardcore strap, which was, and he was like dangling, trying to pull it down. He couldn't pull it off because the ladder had, gave way from underneath him. And Rob Van Dam climbed up to the turnbuckle, and RVD went to do like a spin kick, like in the air, to try and knock Hardy off of. Well, this is what I thought anyway. Try to knock Hardy off of the, him holding on the hardcore strap, and he completely missed, and like he seemed to like launch like a rocket from one side of the ring to the other, and I was just laughing so hard I was having stomach ache. Just thinking about it now, I was just it's just like a weird glitch you would see in a video game. It's absolutely hilarious. And then I thought to myself, what the fuck was he thinking? But what I think was supposed to have happened is Jeff was supposed to have accidentally slipped, let go kind of thing, and then the timing was slightly off, and RVD was supposed to catch him with the spin kick. Because after RVD had done the spin kick, Hardy had let go and fell like into the center of the ring. It was just very, very strange, but so hilarious to watch. Like I said, it reminded me of the sort of glitches you would see in a WWE 2K fucking game or something. It was absolutely insane and hilarious, but it couldn't be helped. Well, maybe it could. Just bad timing, I guess. I don't know who to blame. I would have said Hardy because he should have let go earlier, but maybe RVD, he went too soon. Who knows? But all in all, it was a fun match, and I did enjoy it. Maybe it was as good as the one at Invasion. If not, the Invasion one was better. I really don't have a favourite out of the two at the moment because I did enjoy both of those matches. So that one was really, really good. Highly recommend you guys check that one out as well. And it was RVD who managed to win the ladder match in the end to win back his hardcore championship. Next up, we had Diamond Dallas Page and Canyon representing Team Alliance with their WWF Tag Team Championship on the line against the Brothers of Destruction, Kane and The Undertaker, with their WCW Tag Team Championships on the line, representing the WWF. That's really confusing, isn't it, guys? So this was a steel cage match for both Tag Team Championship sets, and it's like, I guess, another winner takes all. I'm not sure if this was a unification match. I don't think it was. Not yet, anyway. But, yeah, I was going to say Kane, this is like his 4th or 5th different championship that he's held in 2001 going into SummerSlam, that being the WCW Tag Team Championship in this case, before this match actually takes place. And this was okay. I didn't mind it. I mean, it felt very one-sided, and again, it was a shame to see Diamond Dallas Page and Kanyon take quite a beating from the Brothers of Destruction, because I was a fan of WCW, but I also like the Brothers of Destruction as well, so I don't want to give them such a hard time and bust their balls over it, because it's just, it is what it is. Kanyon managed to sneak out prematurely in the match, I guess, and left DDP in there to pretty much take the beating off the Brothers of Destruction. There was a point when Taker said to DDP, I'll give you a chance to leave the ring, just leave now, climb over the cage, go, I'll forget about everything you've done, otherwise if you don't leave I'm going to kill you. DDP, gullible as he is, he he gets up, starts to climb out, and Undertaker, he lied to him. He didn't really mean that. He tricked him. So yeah, he pulled him back down, and then they beat him, and they won the WWF Tag Team Championship. Sorry, I'm getting the titles confused now. So the Brothers of Destruction won the won the Tag Team Championships, the WWF Tag Team Championships from DDP and Kanyon, to go with their WCW Tag Team Championships, if that makes sense. Yeah, not the greatest cage match I've ever seen, but it was okay. It was what it was, I guess. Next up, we had Stone Cold Steve Austin putting his WWF Tag Team fucking shut up with the Tag Team Championship. Enough of that. I'm getting confused. Thanks for that stupid steel cage match. Right, let's try again. Stone Cold Steve Austin put his WWF Championship on the line against Kurt Angle. And Angle representing WWF, Austin representing the Alliance. The match was very fun, very enjoyable, but what really got on my nerves was the end, towards the end of the match. We had, it wasn't interference, it was just referee after referee getting taken out by either Austin or, well, no, it was pretty much Austin taking out every referee because things weren't going his way. He must have stunned Angle about 3-4 times, and Angle must have Angle slammed Austin the same amount of times, and just getting kick out after kick out. And then if it wasn't going in Austin's favor, he just decked the referee, and then we get another one in. I think we ended up having, I think it was Tim White representing WCW, or the Alliance, if you will, who called for a DQ victory for Angle, and Angle wasn't pleased with that outcome because obviously he couldn't become WWF champion even though he had won the match because it was via DQ, and Angle decided to take it upon himself to attack the poor referee. I think it was Tim White, guys. I could be wrong though. I do apologise if I have got that wrong. Yeah, moving on from that match, we had our main event for the WCW Championship. We had champion Booker T with Shane McMahon representing the Alliance taking on The Rock representing the WWF. Now, I have happy thoughts going into this and happy thoughts about this match in general, and I have maybe a few negatives as well. So the match itself, it was good. I mean, we had rock bottom, bookend, usual kind of showing off kind of shit with your finishing moves. Oh, let's kick out the finishing move and all that kind of shit. But I don't know, not but yet. I'm still gonna give it a bit of praise, right? So I'm also happy because this was one of the first times a WCW championship was on the line in a main event of a big pay-per-view for the WWF calendar year. In this case, it being SummerSlam, and that kind of meant a lot to me. That was very special, and I liked that. But the negativity is the way The Rock, in the build up to this, he was degrading the championship like it meant fuck all, and he didn't really want it, and he, I don't know, like he'd won the match as well, but when he'd won it, he just held it in front of himself like it was meaningless, and he was disgusted by it, and I found that very, very demeaning and hurtful, and I kind of looked at The Rock in a different way after that, and felt like he was quite stuck up. And I know he was representing the WWF in that. I kind of get that, and it wasn't a championship from the WWF. But for The Rock to have won it gave it some prestige, if not a lot of prestige, because it went to like a very popular wrestler around this time, even though he was kind of well, not really part time, but he wasn't around as much as say as Austin or Angle was. And yeah, like I said, to me, it felt kind of hurtful the way The Rock would treat that championship, and but it doesn't matter. Anyway, that was just my thoughts and opinions on that. Anyway, the match itself, like I said, very enjoyable, and it was good to have a WCW title match as a main event of a big pay-per-view for WWF calendar year. And all that said and done, after all that, sorry guys, I was very pleased with this pay-per-view overall, and I give it a score of 8 out of 10. Very good stuff, and I'm very pleased with that. It was a pleasure to revisit that. Some funny moments, as I said, with the RVD Jeff Hardy spot. Still thinking about that now, making me giggle. And then like the sad kind of, well, not sad, just negative thoughts about how Rock treats that WCW championship. But all in all, as I said, good pay-per-view. Check it out if you haven't done so already, guys. It means a lot to me. I want you all to stay safe. Give me a like if I deserve one today. And yeah, comment if you want to. It means a lot. I'll catch you again soon. Stay safe. Goodbye for now, guys.